Hello, I'm Patricia McNeely from Twinflame Body. I hope you're doing well, especially in light of all these things that are happening and staying healthy. I want to talk to you about a special program I have coming up, a 30-day intensive for you to be able to utilize the Twinflame Body. So the project is going to be on twin flame relationships, love, and life. So let's face it, we need things to get back to normal, not the old normal, the new normal. The new normal has to include why you started ascending in the first place. So months ago, and during my webinars, actually over the past year, I have been telling people that come this spring, there would be a lot more awakenings. I could not have predicted something on this scale. And as we know, many times the wake up call that's part of an awakening is a little bit different than our minds would really dream up. So there's going to need to be some changes around here, as we've seen. Some of the things that have to happen in large part have a lot to do with the entire human family getting along. It's not going to matter if you're awakened and they're not, or your awakening is different than theirs, or you're a twin flame and you perceive that they are not. Everybody is here for an equal opportunity to avail themselves of the new template of relationship, which actually is held in place by the larger structure of your subtle bodies. What about love? Okay, a lot of people have been predicting that this is the year for unions. It's the year for unification. Now, some people have started the unification process. You have felt aspects of merging. You've felt small frisons of this and that. Many people felt a flash of something or a rush, and then a series of purgings that they did to where it's been so painful. They want to, it's left them bewildered as to why is this all happening. So I have created a 30-day program to help you, and it's very practical. Okay, it's not full of like wishy-washy woo-woo stuff. This is the nitty-gritty, get strong, stay strong, and do it with the force of love. There's things that we know, there's things that we've experienced, there's lessons you've learned. You've learned all the lessons. Now it's time to put things into practical application, because people are going to be going to work. And the new normal has to be people in an office get along. People aren't hostile to each other. People don't get digs in. People don't come to work and dump off their stuff and ask other people to take it. People don't have to hold the light and roll over and play dead. That's not real surrender, but nor is it transformation. So I'm offering you an opportunity to do 30 days and really get this up and running so that you hit the ground running and can get back to flying again. How has this helped me? Well, I could easily say that if it weren't for the new connections that I started to utilize, my life would be a lot different than the way it looks right now. I would not have been able to make peace with two of the strongest people in my life, my mom and my child. I've been able to make peace with my exes without them hanging around because, frankly, me and my twin don't want them hanging around other than whatever is necessary. I also did this so that I could be well, because things that get carried in the body wind up festering into illness and disease. And this isn't the first time people have gotten sick from each other or that it's waved through a collective. But this is on a scale where it's time for calls to action and things to be done. It's no longer just enough to just sit around and not use what God has given you. Even the doubt that people had, why are you not using your senses? You know why? Because for a lot of people, it's limited. They haven't been able to open up their other sensory areas. There are people that don't know themselves well enough. And let's throw out another statistic. Now that China is coming out on the other side of quarantine, guess where the divorce rate went? Up 30%. So what's going to happen when you're cooped up with people? What's going to happen when all the drinking? What about the microeconomy of all the drug trade or all of the other things that people, know is there, but yet it's not healthy. It's not healthy, and it really is not. There's things that shouldn't be perpetuated. And some of this has to start with helping your own children or helping children around you. So I've been talking about this particular topic ever since I started doing videos. But now I've arranged something, which is a book. There's a book to go with it, so you can refer to it. There is an everyday meeting, and there is accountability, and there is a worksheet. So you have a journaling worksheet. So this is an intensive for utilizing your twin flame body and the higher connections, because the higher part of you doesn't want you to use your mind. The higher part of you wants you to use the connections that are higher. And those are very deep inside you. They're there. And if you haven't noticed, we're in this massive contraction. It's like out there and then, and this is meaning that people have to hunker down. They're staying in place. We're holding up and waiting out things with people. Maybe you like those people, maybe you don't like those people. And this is a paradox, because just at a time when we think that things should be, rolling along, all of a sudden there comes this time where you have to get still, be the hermit. And I'm here to tell you how to use it wisely, how to really get it done and feel like you're accomplishing it. Now, I have used the methods that I'm going to teach you in here for years, and I've been amazed because it has brought about transformation. Now, that's a big word that gets tossed around a lot. Transformation, transformation. What does that mean, though? When you translate it down into your household, the people that revolve around you, because there's you and your twin flame, and everything in the universe has to revolve around you in concentric outer rings. Maybe some people you could put them on the outer ring, but some people you can't. And some people don't understand that being spiritual is synonymous with not only forgiveness, but truly letting go. The brand new twin flame body does not have a mechanism for you to hold or store up all of the things of the past and carry that with you. And it's the same with your twin flame. They can't carry things with them. I'm not kidding when I say this is a brand new, fresh start. And getting people to understand the freshness, the newness of this is a delightful thing. Because when people work with me, yeah, they purge, but they do it rapidly. Rapid purging. I tell you what to do. I tell you what supplements to take. I've been talking about supplements for years too. Now there's a rush on supplements. But you're still going to need supplements. Why? Because they are building blocks. What do you take? How do you narrow it down so that you're conforming to what's needed for the task at hand and not going willy-nilly out there and losing your mind? Because there's too much of this, the sky is falling, what do we do? And doing some of the same old things is not going to bring the results that are needed. What brings results is using the higher connections and the actual things that many of you have already sensed are at hand for you. Many of the things that somehow inside you've been on fire about. I'm going to heal humanity. I'm going to do this. I have this. This is your opportunity. Because if you don't find out how to work it, it's going to keep floundering for you. Okay? I'm here to get you out of that space because there is another reality on top of this reality that is much lighter, it's rarefied, it's easier, and it will speak to your standard of living. If you're staying in a karmic situation, I'm going to talk about that. So, I cover how to stop the drama with people. How do you get it around where they lose the attitude? Where some of the old patterns just fall away, where they're not in their cups and you're not in your cups, or they're driving you to drink or driving you to smoke or driving you to take drugs or all of the above. And you just sit there and go, there's only one way to get through this and it ain't sober. And there's another way. It's using your body and the proper connections to actually boost your own feel-good hormone levels. The way to do it so that you feel youthful and young and have energy and don't feel anxious and tired and lethargic. How do you stop the drama? How do you stop it with your exes? How do you even stop it with your twin flame? If you start coming together and they're stuck in some old patterns. What about children? Children will push your buttons when they have cabin fever. What about parents? What about other interference? The neighbors. Neighbors can encroach on your energies in many different ways. Where they park, what they do with their pet, the noises they make, the food that they cook. Just by looking at you, they can get on your last nerve. What do you do about it? What about colleagues? You go back to work and you've got some of the same characters in your office that you're, quote, dealing with. Are you supposed to have a PTSD breakdown every single time? No. This is preparation time for you. And I don't care if you have said, well, I've prepared for the last 3 or 4 years. This is new. This is new. This is innovative. It uses the connections that you're supposed to use. And the closest thing I can compare to is some of the scenes where it's just like you're using the force. But yeah, it takes a little bit of persistence. I'm going to teach you how to do that. How to. I have several outlines for how to based on scenarios. Based on real scenarios that happen. Because like it or not, you and your twin flame are creating your own universe unto yourselves. And all the rest of the world will still be here. And you needed to be able to keep that world out. Not by disowning it, not by giving up your children, not by, walking away from responsibilities, but properly in the highest manner possible. How do you be the divine parent? How do you overcome some of the financial fears? Because there's that also. How do you provide for children? Blended families. The other thing we'll cover is true surrender, because surrender is not rolling over and playing dead. Surrender is allowing your higher self at certain times, and it has to include elevating. Okay, that's a missing piece that people don't really talk about, is that they say, well, I've surrendered and I guess I don't know, and what happens is their head goes over here, their brain goes over there, and their heart is trying to pull them. And they're all, scattered in different directions. They don't know what's going on. If you have children, if you're a teacher, but if you are a parent and you have children, how do you help ascending children and teens? I talk in there about what the ages are that children start to go through their ascension process and how it looks. And there may be a little bit of wiggle room, but I do cover that. And there's going to be one really great way to help. and be new about it. So no matter how you grew up with, whether someone took a belt and hit you, or whether you had a parent that broke a bone on you, or whether you had step parents, or whether this runs in your family and it's ancestral lineage stuff, we're going to shift it. And believe me, that stuff happens. That stuff is a reality that people have to be able to, you don't even have to acknowledge it. We have to remove it though, because in order for you to get up, it has to be addressed one way or another. I have probably the fastest way to do some of this stuff where it goes very rapidly. We're not talking about years of therapy. We're talking about getting you up and running with tools that you can continue to use as you come together. Another scenario here, you are stuck with a karmic, okay? Whether or not it's due to finances, financial fear, children, many people, especially married people, will make decisions that they feel are necessary. And I'm not here to judge that. Everyone has different circumstances. Although the timing has been there to go out and create your new life, what we're going to find here is that we've closed the door behind us and people have sort of hit a wall. And we've hit the wall in the sense that we're kind of forced to slow down, stay put. But who are you staying put with? Is it a karmic spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend? It doesn't matter in the sense of who that person is to you. Because really, when it comes to any soulmate versus you and your twin flame, the only person that ever really matters is your twin flame, and everyone else is just, another person in relation to you. And that's why we're talking about twin flame relationships. Where do they go? And how do you address things when you have your own emotions that come up? What if you've made decisions? I'm going to stay or I'm going to go, or I have this deadline in the sky that I'm going to go by such and such date when the children are, what is that? And you see, now this has messed up a lot of people's plans in their head. And let's say you're stuck. Let's say you're living in a situation. We will talk about that and what to do about it. What if you feel pressured? What if they give you a hard time? And I'm just going to say this. If you are being physically abused, beaten, or other ways, please find someplace safe, which might be even more challenging right now to find a safe house or a shelter. But don't subject yourself to it. That's really not what you're here for. But we will still work on shifting and transforming that relationship for you. And you will be amazed because I've done it. What if you are stuck with a karmic who drinks drugs or something else, and you just feel like you're babysitting them all the time? It's just somehow, that they have a good heart, and there's always that but this, but that, but. I shoulda, don't should on yourself, and join so that you can find out how to get this moving for yourself. And we will definitely be focusing on clearing to receive union and clear out old sexual energy, which comes from many places and many timelines. We will focus on that, even heavy things. So I want to let you know that this is a special group. It is limited to 30 people so that I can help you focus. If you have questions about it, please see the link below. And also, you can email me at twinflamebody@gmail.com. I have great material that brings results, even if you feel stuck in your situations. And not only that, I have great connections. So I was guided to bring this to you. I am a part of the Magdalene Jeshuish Soul Group from the Pleiades, and yes, from Sirius. And we've got some great stuff. And this is going to be a very transformative time of getting to a new normal, of which is going to be much better than what we've had. I've been waiting and waiting, not really wanting things to crash, but knowing that we can't live in a world where certain things are ignored. We can't live in a world where people say no to love. We have to live in a world where people say yes. So thanks so much, and join. Thank you. Bye.